November 8, 2015. Sarah, a 23-year-old woman, had just moved into a quaint, secluded apartment in Denver. With her roommates out of town for the weekend, she was ready to unwind, enjoying the quiet solitude on a chilly November evening. She had no reason to expect anything other than a peaceful night, nestled under a blanket with a good book. The wind howled outside, the trees creaked against the windows, nothing out of the ordinary. As the evening wore on, Sarah started to hear faint noises. At first, she dismissed them, just the house settling, she thought. But then it happened again. A soft creak, followed by a shuffling sound. It was coming from upstairs. She froze, her pulse quickening. The noises weren't stopping. Her logical mind told her it was just the old building, but the unease in her gut told her otherwise. A knock at the door broke the tension. Heart racing, Sarah peered through the peephole. No one. She breathed a sigh of relief until she heard another crash. This time, it came from the kitchen. Sarah's legs felt like jelly as she moved toward the noise, gripping her phone for safety. The kitchen was empty, but as she stood there, the unmistakable sound of footsteps came from above again. Something wasn't right. With her heart pounding in her chest, Sarah called the police, locking every door behind her. Every creak of the floorboards felt like an echo in her skull. Then it happened, another thump from above, louder this time. She was no longer alone. Her breathing became shallow as she hid in the closet, clutching her phone, praying for the police to arrive. When the officers arrived, they searched the apartment and discovered something truly horrifying. Behind the attic door, a hidden crawl space had been carved into the walls. An intruder had been living there, sneaking in and out unnoticed for weeks, hiding in plain sight. The man had been watching Sarah, observing her every move without her ever knowing. The chilling revelation left Sarah feeling violated and trapped in a home she once thought was safe. Story 2. May 12, 2018. Jake, a 25-year-old college student, found himself alone in his Boston apartment during the summer break. His roommates had all gone home, and the building was eerily quiet. It was the perfect opportunity to study for finals, or so he thought. He enjoyed the solitude, the soft hum of his computer, and the comfort of being by himself in the cozy apartment. The creaks and groans of the old building were familiar and somehow soothing. Around midnight, Jake heard it, a soft knock at the door. He opened it, expecting maybe a friend or a delivery, but there was nothing. The hallway outside was empty. He laughed it off, but when the knock came again, this time from inside his apartment, his heart skipped a beat. This wasn't a prank. This was real. Jake's pulse quickened as he checked every room, but the apartment was completely still. He dismissed it as paranoia until a low, almost imperceptible breathing sound came from the living room closet. His stomach dropped. Jake's fingers trembled as he grabbed a knife from the kitchen, his mind racing. He knew something was wrong, but what? The noises stopped for a moment. Then, just as he thought he could breathe, the closet door creaked open slightly. A shadow flickered, and Jake's breath caught in his throat. Was it his imagination, or was there someone hiding inside? Terrified, Jake bolted out of the apartment and flagged down a neighbor to call the police. When the officers arrived, they found a hidden compartment in the closet, and behind it, an intruder. The man had been living in Jake's closet, sneaking in and out of the apartment, completely undetected. The chilling reality set in. For days, someone had been hiding in plain sight, watching Jake as he went about his life. Story 3. January 22nd, 2020. Lily, a 30-year-old writer, had just moved into an old house on the outskirts of Portland, Oregon. The house was beautiful, isolated, with tall trees that cast long shadows on the yard. With her husband, Tom, away on a business trip, Lily relished the silence. She was working late that evening on a manuscript when an unsettling feeling crept over her. The wind rattled the windows, but there was something else. A quiet unease, a whisper of something in the air. Around 2 a.m., as she typed away, Lily heard a soft sound, footsteps. At first, she thought it was the house settling, but then the sound came again, louder. She stopped, her fingers hovering over the keyboard, straining to listen. It was coming from the second floor. The sudden realization hit her. The house was old, but these noises were more than just the house settling. Someone was walking upstairs. Lily stood frozen. Was it the wind? A creak of a door opening? She gathered the courage to investigate, but as she walked to the foot of the stairs, a dark shape moved across the hallway. Her breath hitched in her chest. There was someone upstairs. She was not alone. Panic surged through her, and Lily bolted downstairs, locking every door behind her. She called Tom, but his phone went straight to voicemail. The feeling of being watched was suffocating. Her heart raced as she grabbed a flashlight and moved through the house, every creak of the floorboards amplifying the fear in her chest. The house felt suffocating, as if someone, was lurking just out of sight. With a pounding heart, Lily called the police. When they arrived, they discovered something terrifying. Behind the attic door, there was a hidden passage, an access point through the walls that led to a concealed crawl space. Someone had been hiding in her house, watching her every move for weeks. The intruder had been using the hidden passages to sneak around undetected, staying just out of sight. The police arrested the intruder, but the fear lingered. The horror of knowing that someone had been inside her home, invisible, watching her at all hours, shook Lily to her core. She would never feel safe in that house again.